Imagine the power to transform your relationship with food, regaining control over your eating habits. This power lies in understanding emotional eating, a phenomenon where we turn to food for comfort, stress relief, or as a reward, rather than to satisfy hunger. It's like using food as a crutch to manage our emotions, and it can have a significant impact on our health and well-being. Emotional eating is a prevalent issue in today's society, with people constantly battling the pressures of work, relationships, and societal expectations. It's easy to fall into a pattern where food becomes the go-to solution for dealing with these stresses. The problem isn't just the unhealthy food choices we end up making. It's the cycle of guilt and shame that follows, further fueling the emotional eating. Overcoming emotional eating is not about dieting or deprivation, but about understanding emotions and their impact on our eating habits. To conquer emotional eating, one must first understand what it truly is. It's not just about eating too much. Emotional eating is, at its core, a coping mechanism. It's using food as a tool to deal with stress, boredom, or negative emotions. But unlike physical hunger that arises from the body's need for fuel, emotional hunger springs from the mind's desire for comfort. Understanding this difference is crucial. Physical hunger typically comes on gradually, giving you time to choose what and when to eat. It's satisfied once your stomach is full, and it doesn't compel you to eat certain types of food. Your appetite would be just as happy eating a salad as it would be a bar of chocolate. On the other hand, emotional hunger is a different beast. It hits suddenly, and it's often for a specific type of food, usually something sweet or salty, fatty or fried. It urges you to eat immediately, even if you've just had a meal, and it doesn't stop when you're full. Emotional hunger wants you to keep eating until you're uncomfortably stuffed. Now, let's delve a little deeper and talk about the common triggers of emotional eating. Stress is a big one. In times of stress, your body produces high levels of the hormone cortisol, which increases your appetite. Then there's boredom. When you're bored, eating can seem like a way to fill the time or provide a momentary distraction. Lastly, negative emotions such as loneliness, sadness, or anger can also lead to emotional eating, serving as a temporary escape from unpleasant feelings. But don't be disheartened. Recognizing these triggers is the first step towards breaking the cycle of emotional eating. It's about developing self-awareness, noticing these patterns and understanding that food is not the solution to emotional discomfort. As we move forward, we will explore strategies and practical techniques to help you manage these triggers effectively and promote healthier eating habits. Remember, change is a process, and every step you take brings you closer to a healthier and happier you. Now that we know what emotional eating is and what triggers it, we can discuss how to overcome it. Mindfulness is a powerful strategy for confronting emotional eating. It's about being present in the moment, acknowledging your feelings without judgment, and making intentional decisions about how you respond to those feelings. When you're mindful, you're more likely to notice when you're eating out of boredom, stress, or sadness, rather than physical hunger. So how do you practice mindfulness? Start by slowing down. Take the time to enjoy your food, savor each bite, and pay attention to when you feel satisfied. This can help you avoid overeating and give you a moment to recognize if your desire to eat is coming from a place of emotion rather than hunger. Next, let's talk about identifying emotions. Recognizing what you're feeling can be the first step in managing emotional eating. Are you actually hungry, or are you feeling anxious, lonely, or bored? This isn't about judging or criticizing yourself. It's about understanding your emotions and finding healthier ways to cope with them. Now, on to self-care. Taking care of your mental and physical well-being can greatly reduce the need to turn to food for comfort. This might mean taking a walk, reading a book, practicing yoga, or even just taking a few deep breaths. Find what works for you and make it a part of your routine. Lastly, we need to create a healthy relationship with food. This isn't about strict diets or cutting out all of your favorite treats. It's about balance. Food is a source of nourishment, but it's also a source of enjoyment. It's okay to indulge sometimes, but it's also important to nourish your body with a variety of wholesome foods. Remember, it's not about eliminating all comfort foods, but about finding balance and understanding our emotional needs. Overcoming emotional eating isn't a quick fix, but with mindfulness, self-care, and a balanced approach to eating, it's completely achievable. Practical tips and techniques can help you manage emotional eating and maintain a healthier lifestyle. Some of these techniques can be as simple as making sure you are eating balanced meals. This means incorporating a variety of foods from all food groups, including fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. It's not just about eating the right foods, but also eating them in the right proportions. Another technique is regular physical activity. This doesn't necessarily mean hitting the gym for hours every day. Even a short walk around the block or a quick stretching session can make a huge difference. Regular physical activity not only helps burn off excess calories, but also releases endorphins, those feel-good hormones that can help combat emotional eating. Getting adequate sleep is another vital aspect. Lack of sleep can lead to cravings for sugary and fatty foods. So make sure you are getting those 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Staying hydrated is equally important. Sometimes we mistake thirst for hunger. So before you reach for that snack, try drinking a glass of water first. Keeping a food and mood diary can also be incredibly beneficial. Jotting down what you eat, when you eat, and how you feel when you eat can help you identify patterns and triggers. This self-awareness can be a powerful tool in managing emotional eating. Lastly, remember to be kind to yourself. Change takes time and there will be setbacks. But don't let a momentary lapse turn into a major backslide. Instead, acknowledge the slip-up and move forward. These practical tips are simple changes that can make a big difference in your relationship with food. They can help you take control of your emotional eating habits and lead a healthier, happier life. Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. And every small step you take is a step in the right direction. So whether it's swapping a bag of chips for a piece of fruit, taking a brisk walk when you're feeling stressed, or getting an extra hour of sleep, remember that every little bit helps. And before you know it, you'll start to see the positive changes in your life. These practical tips are simple changes that can make a big difference in your relationship with food. Overcoming emotional eating is a journey, not a destination. It's about making changes that last a lifetime. You see, the key lies in understanding the root cause of emotional eating and understanding its power over us. But once we do, we can start to develop healthier habits, replacing old ones with new, more balanced ways of coping with our emotions. And remember, you're not alone. There are countless others who are on this journey too, learning to navigate the often tricky terrain of emotional well-being and food. Sharing your own experiences and tips can be a powerful way of supporting each other. So, whether you're just starting out or you've been walking this path for some time, keep going. Every step, no matter how small, is a step towards healthier living. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Together, we can navigate the path to healthier living.